Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. I am your host, Nava. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into this video. So y'all, some of us have seen the videos and heard about the butterball turkey fiasco, that men are going around molesting or essaying turkeys, whether they're dead or alive, and abusing the butterball turkeys. This should be no surprise to anybody. They've been doing this to all kind of creatures from the beginning of time, including dead bodies. So I didn't want to make this video about the turkeys, so I'm going to show you some stories of all the things, dead or alive, that men have been found having sex with. And keep in mind, when you're looking at these videos, that these are the men that women are giving birth to. They didn't birth themselves. They came out of a woman's portal. Keep that in mind, okay? So let's get into these videos and I will be back with my commentary throughout.
The rabbit hole I just went down after learning why morgues prefer to hire women. First off, thank you to those who tagged me in this because we have talked a little bit about it before. But yes, historically, men have shown through their actions that they cannot be trusted with female remains because of what they will do and how they will desecrate the body. In some cultures, that translated to families keeping the female bodies in the home for longer than they would the males until active decomposition took place before turning them over to those who would prepare them for burial, which were usually men, in the hopes that decomposition would dissuade them. In other scenarios, directly after death, the body would be taken into a church or a chapel and then overseen by the ladies or a priest, because the hope was that since the body was on holy ground, the men would not cross that line and desecrate them there. Men have shown throughout history that they will never respect a woman's body, either in life or in death.
At the Hacienda Healthcare Facility in Arizona, there was a 29-year-old woman who was a patient there. It's been said that she has been disabled since the age of 3 and has been in a coma for more than 10 years. According to the nurses at the facility, they took 100% care of her. While taking care of her, they never heard her make any noise or make that much movement, but all that would change in 2018. One day, one of the nurses came in to check on her, and they noticed that she was groaning in pain. So this really shocked the nurse at this point, because they're like, wow, we never heard this lady make a noise or anything like that. When the nurse lifted up her blanket, they discovered that she was pregnant. So at this point, the nurse is having a WTF moment, because they're like, how in the world is she pregnant and she's in a coma? And then it clicked: sexual assault. The police was called, the nurse told them everything, and all the male employees had to give their DNA. I read somewhere where it said that she gave birth while in a coma on December 29th, and she gave birth to a baby boy. From what I read, it seemed like the baby is okay. Of course, they had to run tests and all that good stuff to make sure that the baby was fine. As I mentioned, all the male employees had to give their DNA, and the results came back, and this is the person who was responsible for all this. This is Nathan Sutherland. He was 36 at the time when all this happened, and he was a nurse at the facility. He has been employed there since 2012, and when all the other employees found out about this, they were shocked yet disgusted, because they were not expecting such a nice and sweet guy like Nathan to do such a thing like that. Nathan was even a Christian rapper, but hey, you never know a person, right? He has been in and out of court because of this case, and of course, Nathan pleaded not guilty, but DNA does not lie. Nathan was eventually sent to prison for 10 years with a lifelong probation for R-wording the patient and also getting her pregnant. Me personally, I think Nathan should be sentenced to more than 10 years, because at the end of the day, sexual assault is sexual assault. And for Nathan to do that while the patient was in a vegetative state, that's really sickening. I hate that happened to her, but I hope that she's okay, All right, y'all, I'll be back.
So my question is, if she was in a coma and she was able to get pregnant, was she not having periods that the nurses kept track of and had to, care for when she was around, around that time of month? Was she not getting big at 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? Did nobody ever look at her stomach or bathe her to see that her stomach was getting bigger and nobody checked her? Like, y'all, I have so many questions surrounding this story. If y'all have heard about this story and y'all know anything else about it, please leave comments down below to let me know, because I don't get this at all. So let's get back to the rest of the videos.
In case you missed it, Spain has now decriminalized bestiality. Trump, I love you, but I don't want to have sexual relations with you. In Spain's Animal Welfare Act, it talks about how if a dog breeds and the owner doesn't have a license, the owner could be fined up to 200,000 euros. So a dog can't have sex with another dog, but a dog can have sex with a human. Is that right? There's not physical damage to the animal that would require a veterinary visit, then go on with your bad self. 2030 Agenda Ministry, which is the one that came up with this human animal love fest, also oversees family affairs, minors protection, disability and prevention of youth crime, adoptions, foster care, and the promotion of cultural communication and youth association. Also states that if someone kills a rat in their home, they can be charged up to 50,000 euros and spend a year in jail. So you can't kill the rat, but you can
you accept every single thing in this country, and then they tell you if you don't like it, leave our country. Yeah, so now the same thing's gonna happen on this video. They're gonna tell me to leave this country because I don't like it, because this man likes to sleep and do sexual acts with his dog. There's a video I just saw which has just made me sick. Yesterday I saw another video with a drag queen in a school, literally with his bits out, but because he's a part of the LGBT, it's okay for a guy with his bits in front of 5-year-old kids dancing naked. Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? Because we have to accept it because it's their sexuality. This is the most disgusting and perverted. I don't know what's happened to the freaking world. Yeah, whatever happens in Spain, France, Germany, they bring it to the UK. Now this dirty man up here, he likes to do dirty things with his dog. Yeah, I feel sick. I actually feel sick. And you know what? We need to speak up and we need to start talking, because these guys are bringing it to our children in schools. Yeah, we need to start talking, people. Instead of shit looking at and watching the video, we need to shit and we need to start speaking. It's disgusting. Dirty pricks.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity.
So it looks like this patient came into the ER with complaints of abdominal pain and bleeding. On examination on x-ray and ultrasound, this patient had a gerbil up his rectum.
Sorry, come again?
Patient had a gerbil up his rectum.
That's what I thought you said. Okay.
This is hard to believe, but this kind of stuff happens all the time. So yes, that is a gerbil in the x-ray, and took about an hour to release the animal, and the patient went home in the morning.
I don't know if you can give this information, but was this at a Diddy party? I joke, but listen, I have a message to the person that had the gerbil in his booty cheeks, right? If you see that video or this video scrolling on TikTok and you say, hey, wait, those are my x-rays. Those are my medical records. I'm going to say something. Don't. You're not going to win. Just don't say anything. You see this video or that video, just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling.
Have you guys ever heard the phrase that women would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear than a man? I didn't buy that at first either, until I saw what was trending about the monitor lizard and the group of guys that apparently gang, with this lizard and then unalived it. For those of you guys that don't know, this right here is a monitor lizard. It's basically a cousin of the Komodo dragon. It's a super endangered species. And according to Vice and a few other articles going on, 4 men broke into a protected monitor lizard sanctuary, found this lucky fellow right here, decided to have their way with it, and then unalived it. Mention the part where they cooked and ate this thing. I just want to know where they woke up and decided that we're going to go find an endangered lizard and go. The craziest thing is how they got caught. They had security cameras set up around the sanctuary that were designed to track other animals. You can imagine like forest rangers' surprise in India when they opened it up and saw 4 men having their way with this poor little animal. So yes, as much as I really hate to admit it, I think at a certain point, maybe I would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear than some of these men, because holy smokes, guys, what kind of world are we living in? Like, tighten up.
So go ahead and look this shit up, called Dolly the Dolphin. The first thing that pops up on Google is the dolphin lover. All right, this shit about that. So this man met a dolphin named Dolly, right? Now, he was like, I like you. I'm infatuated by you for some fucking reason. Let me love up on you. And the dolphin was like, we'll see. So the more he seen this dolphin, literally whole fucking thing, look at this shit up. All right. The more he seen this dolphin, the more the dolphin was like, I think I can get okay with this. So he like loving up on this dolphin, right? Rubbing his stomach, his back, his sides, whatever. You know, come to find out, he rubbing a dolphin cooch. Now the dolphin, the more they see each other, the dolphin starts rubbing her cooch on him. Weird fucking shit. Alright, didn't know. I mean, dolphins do some weird ass shit, low key. Like, if you study a dolphin, they really be doing some weird ass shit. So, it don't really surprise me. So, you know, this dolphin rubbing her whole ass cooch on this man, right? So, the more they see each other, the more infatuated he becomes with her. The more erotic, the more he wants to do bestiality and, you know, the dirty fucking deed, literally, with this dolphin. So the first time comes around and he's like, I ain't with it. I don't want to do it yet. I'm not ready. Now, the second time that comes around, they're all alone. They swimming around with each other, right? And he does the dirty fucking deed with this dolphin. Now, he said, he claims, his fucking words, not mine, okay? He says that they came at the same motherfucking time because she screeched 3 fucking times. She's like, okay? She screeched 3 fucking times. So, you know, he was like, we came at the same time. It was just pure fucking amazingness, blissfulness, loveliness. This man has some fucking problems, if you ask me. Now, okay, so this man and her, Dolly, cuddled for like 30 minutes, whatever, an hour. Then he packed up his shit and dipped the fuck out, you know, like most men fucking do. And she got so sad that she swam to the bottom of her tank, held her breath, and basically fucking drowned herself. Tragic ass, and I know, I'm sorry, but before you think that dolphins don't or can't or whatever have those type of emotions, dolphins behead fish and then...
The last visit to the park that I made, the park had been closed down, the property had been sold off, the whole thing was going to be developed into a housing complex. All the dolphins had been shipped out except for Dolly and 1 male dolphin. They were in a pool together. I went down to the park that day without any real idea whether I was going to be able to make love to her or not, but just hoping that that would happen. We started a very long courtship that lasted about half an hour. Frankly, it was a little difficult to make love with her. There's no backstop in the water. It's a frictionless environment. She was very cooperative. She was very gentle. She was enormously erotic. We played games. We had to try several different positions before we found one that worked, which was her floating horizontal in the water and me being vertical, coming into her from the side that way. And that seemed to work a whole lot better because I could hold onto her back with one hand and hold and guide my penis with the other hand so it didn't slip out of her. Because of the fact that they live in the water, the female dolphin's internal genitalia is a little more complicated than a woman's. They have some waterproofing features in there that you might describe as valves almost. As we started making love, I felt this just intense sense of merging with her on every level. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's really like we stopped being two individual creatures and became one creature that was making love with itself. I've never experienced such intense intimacy with anyone. It felt transcendental. It felt cosmic. As I climaxed, Dolly groaned. She made a series of 3 groans in a rising cadence, and that led me to believe that she had also experienced an orgasm. And I pulled out of her and swam over to the wire fence that encircled the pool, and Dolly swam up to me. She laid her snout on my shoulder. She embraced me with her flippers, and we just stared into each other's eyes.
And guys, in this next news story, a man described by police as an incredibly dangerous offender has been jailed for 25 years for doing bad things to a child and a dog. Sean Bolingbroke did the things to the child and the animal in June 2020 and repeatedly did things to other children too. At Cambridge Crown Court, he was jailed for 25 years. He pleaded guilty and is also handed a lifetime prevention order and a restraining order. His offences came to light in October 2020 in a search of his mobile phone uncovered 54 images of horrible things. Detective Constable Annette Renwick said Bolingbroke is an incredibly dangerous offender and the victims in this incident have been brave in giving their evidence, he said. Bolingbroke preyed on their vulnerability, and I hope this sentence gives them and their families some comfort and the opportunity to move on with their lives. So guys, this is a new story coming in from the UK.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here and just note that there are stories of women out there having sex with horses and dogs also. I haven't heard of them having sex with other animals. That doesn't make it okay or better. I'm just going to throw that caveat in here, y'all. I'm not saying that women do not do these things, but I'm saying as a whole, the numbers are showing that men are more prone to having sex with many different creatures and things. So let's get back into the videos.
Nathaniel, I'm 27 years old, and I'm in a serious relationship with my car.
Morning, baby. Handsome man.
Nathaniel is in a committed relationship with a car that he's named Chase. He met Chase in a resale lot about 5 years ago.
Love you, baby. It was love at first sight. His body and then his interior and everything just together just seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection.
Nathaniel's obsession first developed as a teenager when he would build model cars. But he didn't find true love until he met Chase.
I find this part of him the most sexy just because of the subtle lines and curves. I'll give him a kiss here and just kind of caress him down the side.
My initial reaction was, I was kind of shocked. It was kind of weird because it was just hard to understand.
There's a proposed law to take the age of consent from 18 years old to 9 years old in Iraq. As a little bit of background, in 1959, Iraq passed the Personal Status Law. This gave women many rights, including divorce, employment, schooling. Now, post-2003 U.S. invasion, and Saddam Hussein falling. By 2005, we saw conservative groups taking over. From the US invasion, war, and violence, women's rights took a huge toll. The link in my bio is to take a stand against this proposed law. They have tried to propose this before, and because of international outrage, it was not passed. So please, if you have the opportunity, it's the first link in my bio. It has one signature. It's me. If you get the chance today, stand up against child marriage and be there for the...
So I know when people say that men will sleep with anything, they're usually like using that as a way to say that they will sleep with any kind of woman, no matter what she looks like, no matter what. But no, as we can see, they're not specifically talking about women. They literally mean anything. So ladies, I know this is disgusting. I know y'all want to think that this is just not a majority. And I'm not going to say it's the majority, but there are a lot of men out here that are willing and that are doing stuff like this. And the crazy thing is, they don't have a look to them. They don't have to look like bums or just look crazy. You never know. They could look like a clean-cut doctor. And if they're willing to have sex with animals and corpses, I've already did a video on it, the Childhood SA. Go watch that if you haven't. Babies as young as 10 months, 9 months have been taken out of here because of them not being able to control their urges. So women, if you have daughters of any age, even if you have sons, this has happened to sons too. If you have kids and you're still out here worried about finding them a dad, finding somebody to help you with them, I suggest you really think twice about it. I know a lot of people do not agree with Princella and her teachings, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down in what she's saying about a lot of men. I stand 10 toes down. If y'all don't know who Princella is, go over and check her out at the High Powered Podcast. A lot of women are mad at her right now because she is holding women accountable. She's speaking about where women are going wrong with wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to have the fairy tale and just wanting to be loved and taken care of so bad, but they don't want that love from other women. They don't want to help get together with other women and just be a community with women. They have to have a dick within the midst of them. And while wanting that, a lot of women are just putting themselves in more danger and don't realize it because we've just been taught for so long that we have to have a man. And some women are willing to go out, literally just go out, getting taken out, trying to get a man, trying to find that one man that is going to be her man, their person. I hear a lot of women saying, I just got to find my person. Like, if y'all really just listen to that sounds crazy. You don't have a person. It's not one person in this world that was made specifically for you. It's just crazy, y'all. You can't own people. You really just can't own people. And yeah, some marriages last for a long time, but women in these marriages, believe me, a lot of these women are not speaking about what's going on in their marriages because they don't want people to judge them and they want to be able to keep their man. So they're not going to come out and tell you what's going on in their marriages. And because most women can't help them anyway, most women are just going to tell them no matter what's going on in their marriages, you need to stay with them. That's a good man. They're not, most women are going to be against any woman that comes out and speaks about what's going on in her marriage. They're going to most likely be on the man's side and tell that woman she needs to stay with him because he's a good man. Unless he's hitting her. Even sometimes if he's hitting her, some women might even tell her to stay. But y'all, I'm going all off track. But yeah, Y'all be careful out here in these streets. We can't even, like, a lot of people probably thinking about going vegan now because a lot of these, if y'all Google it, a lot of these farmers, which is mostly male farmers, they are doing this to the animals on the farm. So you're not only eating the animal DNA, you're eating male DNA also. So that's just something to think about also. A lot of these animals are being unalived through grape. It's all over the internet. It's all online. It's not a lie. So it's a lot of stuff that we got to think about. And like I said at the beginning of the video, women hold all of the power. We are the key. We are the portals to bringing these creatures onto the planet. And I don't understand, y'all. I do have 2 sons. One is 17 and one is 12. I am doing the best that I can, but if it shall ever come a point where I have to cut them loose for my own sanity and for my own protection, they're not violent. But if I ever have to cut them loose, I am anyway. Once they're grown, once they're 18 and 19 adults, they're going to be on their own anyway. I'm not going to be coddling them. I'm not going to be helping them. They're going to have to get out there and figure it out. I will give them whatever wisdom and knowledge that I have if they want to accept it and take it. But if they don't, if they want to go out and listen to other men, other males, most likely that's what they're going to do. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to have to protect my peace because all of the stuff that I know now about men and about males, I didn't know it when I had them, so all we can do going forward is just use the knowledge that we have now to teach each other, teach those who want to know, and just forge on, y'all. I don't know what to say. This is a lot. This video was a lot. Y'all get down in the comments and let me know if you've heard of any other stories like this, or I'm not even going to ask y'all if y'all have had any stories like this in your own family. I'm not even going to ask, but let's get down in the comments and discuss this video. Please hit that like button and share and subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.
I